What is going on to whoever may be watching this? I am back, and I really have no idea what I'm about to talk. Well, I know one thing I'm about to talk about, but I don't think it's going to take a very long time, so I'm going to try to think of something on the fly in the meantime. So far, in my short YouTube career, I have discussed my awards that I think people should be getting. And I discussed my current fantasy pickups, which was Kevin Love, Kelly Olynyk, and Robert Williams III. And if you had the room, you could pick up Kevin Porter Jr., but, we already talked about that. So today, this is the day after the Lakers versus Nets game. KD's back. No Harden. No LeBron. No AD. Besides Schroeder and Kyrie getting ejected off of some typical NBA ref bullshit. Love that. The story was Andre Drummond. And everyone is going nuts. All the Laker fans are like, what are the Nets going to do? What are the Nets going to do about this? Look, they can't even guard Drummond. And it's just, in 20 minutes, he pretty much dismantled Aldridge. Like, Aldridge did not stand a chance. But let's be real, that's a given. The funniest thing was, after the game, Aldridge, I don't know if he tweeted out, he made a post. And he was like, basically, my defense was awful, and I'm going to, watch some film. Buddy, you're 77. You ain't stopping Drummond. He knows that. I don't know if the point was so no one, hates him. I don't really know, but I think everyone who's logical would say if you have a one-on-one in the post against I guess Drummond would be considered in his prime right now. I don't know how old he is, 29, 30? I think around there. If you have Drummond going one-on-one against Aldridge, who's 36? Come on, dude, it's a given what's going down. And just Twitter's just blowing up. I'm reading all these what all these people are saying. And I'm kind of trying to gather information and kind of make a view on the Nets. But Kyrie, Harden, and Durant have not been on the court a lot together. Now, that may be a problem. But it probably won't be when you have Kevin Durant, who, great off-ball player. James Harden, great passer, great ISO player. Harden's bringing the ball up. You can stand anyone anywhere. He'll get you open. Kevin Durant, if he brings the ball up, it's a bucket. Kyrie Irving, he brings the ball up, it's a bucket. Kevin Durant can play off-ball great. You saw in the Warriors, he plays great off-ball. He is one of my favorite players to watch right now. He does everything you need. His first game back, he didn't even miss a shot. That team is just, it's just so offensively dominant. And that's going to lead into, they're offensively dominant, but how's their defense going to stand up? And as I'm reading, and it was all, Lakers versus Nets, and I'm and then I start reading and getting into other things, and it's Nets might not even make it out of the East. Now, I was confused at first, and then I start reading, it's how are they going to stop Giannis? How are they going to stop Embiid? And those type of guys. And that's honestly a very fair point. And to some extent, I do agree with that. We know every time Giannis steps into the playoffs, that wall is being built. Teams are going to try their best to prevent him from getting to the rim, and they're going to let other players beat them. So we saw last year and the year before that, when teams built the wall for Giannis, Chris Middleton was not that dude, and to this day, I still do not think that he is that dude that is going to excel them over the hump. Great player, great regular season player. I love him because he's so efficient. I love Chris Middleton's game. but in the playoffs, I don't think he's reliable. I do think Drew Holiday is reliable, though, but I don't think Drew Holiday is going to win you a playoff series, especially when you're versing Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. It's just crazy. I'm just having a loss of words because it's just the offensive powerhouse that the Nets have built. I don't think they really even care about defense. I mean, that's stupid, and obviously they care about defense, but I think their main objective is to just go out there and drop as many points as possible. And I think their offense is going to be their defense. I think when teams are watching these dudes, you got freaking Joey Bucket standing in the corner, hitting everything that comes his way. You got Kyrie pulling up with hands in his face. He can't see a thing. Kevin Durant is shooting over everyone, and James Harden is being James Harden. When you're on a team and you are working so hard to get a bucket, and you get a bucket, and now you're on defense, and Kevin Durant just walking out whoop and a little bit of whoop, and James Harden's looking this way, he's throwing that way, and Kyrie Irving's doing Kyrie Irving. It's going to be demoralizing. It's going to be absolutely demoralizing, and that's what I mean by I think their offense is going to be their best defense, because it's going to become so easy, and it's just going to kill teams mentally that they're not going to be able to keep up. And that's kind of my kind of view on it. Now, I guess I kind of touched what I was going to say, and I guess this can kind of lead into a different topic real quick. It's not going to be long. What my finals predictions will be. Now, I got the Nets all the way. And that's, I'm saying that because if they play in Brooklyn, I live close to Brooklyn, I would pay so much money to go to a finals game. I don't care. But in all honesty, I do think that they are going to make the finals. Joel Embiid, you can try your hardest and you can go for 50, 20, couple assists and like 3 blocks a game, but you might be getting 50, but KD's going for 25, Harden's going for 25, and Kyrie's going for 25. Like, every game, you're getting it. It's just going to be coming at you left and right. And the Sixers have a really good defensive team, and I personally think they actually have the best chance against the Nets. But still, the way the game is in this day of age, it's offense. And they have the Nets have 3 guys that have mastered offense. Like, there is zero flaw in any of their game. All 3 are extremely efficient players. Harden this year is extremely efficient. I know in the past he hasn't been the most efficient, but now he's got everything he needs. He got shooters in his back pocket. He's got shooters over here, shooters over there. I think they're going to the finals in the East. Now in the West, I do think the Lakers will make it. I do think the finals is going to be Lakers versus Nets. But, and there is a but, LeBron James will be in that playoffs and he will be completely fine. He will do LeBron things. If Anthony Davis is not 100%, if Anthony Davis cannot do what he did last year, it's going to be a very big problem for the Lakers. It's going to be huge. And if I had to pick a different team, if I had to pick a team that could knock the Lakers out, Suns, no. The Jazz, no. Now, the Nuggets, with this addition to Aaron Gordon, currently they are 7-0. This team is looking nice. And they might be playing with a chip on their shoulder. Because remember, last year, I don't remember if it was game one. They lost game one, but I think that's when AD hit that buzzer beater. And then they won, I think the Nuggets won game two. If AD doesn't hit that buzzer beater, Nuggets win game two, they're already up there. Now you have to worry about, the Lakers this year, they have to worry about a healthy AD. And now you have to worry about their new pickup in Aaron Gordon. And this team is deep. The Nuggets are deep. They're good. Jokic is having the greatest year of his career. He is my MVP. You guys know that. So, if I actually had to pick a team that could potentially knock out the Lakers, if the Lakers are not 100%, I would have to go with the Nuggets. Now, I could stem off and say, all right, well, if the Nuggets beat the Lakers, then are the Nuggets still going to make the finals? I don't really know. But if I had to pick a team that could beat the Lakers because of variables, one variable by the name of Anthony Davis, who has shown in plenty of seasons that he is not the most durable, and he kind of breaks down the playoffs. I think the Nuggets could beat him, or could beat them, but I still have Lakers, Nets, and kind of just based off what I just mentioned, how the AD whole durable thing. I think Anthony Davis could play basketball right now. I think he could go out there, and I personally think he's completely fine. But I just don't think the Lakers, they don't care about this regular season anymore. I really don't. I don't know where they're sitting at currently. They might be like around the 3, 4, 5 area. They don't care. They know you got a healthy LeBron out there. You got a healthy AD out there. They don't care where. They don't care if they're an 8th seed. If they're an 8th seed versus the Jazz in the first round, I wouldn't be surprised if the Brooms came out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about today. That 12 minutes. That's pretty crazy, honestly. That didn't feel like that. But like I said, baby steps. Something just popped up. Gonna exit out. Sorry. Like I've been talking about, baby steps, consistency, and I have an idea brewing up. And I'm gonna stick with the basketball right now because that's what I love. But I have a very good idea for the future that doesn't necessarily revolve around basketball, and I really think it could work. And it might not be on this channel. I don't even know what the future holds. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. I don't know what's going on in 10 minutes. But I have a good idea. And whoever may be watching this, I don't think anyone will ever see this. I got big dreams. I want people to know who I am. And that is why I am here. And you will be hearing more about me in the future. And yeah, I hope everyone who's watching this, all two, my dad, maybe one of my buddies if they figure it out, I hope everyone has a good day. And stay motivated. It's very important. It's very important.